I know I've been missing for this last 2 or 3 weeks, but I was away on holiday and then I've come back and I did a bit of ripping up again. A few more changes, as we say, I keep doing. But I think it's all for the better, and it's what we do, isn't it? Once we get a railway going, we like to make it changes. Anyway, what I've done is, I think I showed it last time, I brought that connecting rail, which was a siding, from the two outers to the two inners, we'll say. I brought it round and made an extra line round there, which now comes all the way around, and then coupling in to go onto my two outers again up there. But they're all connected. Not sure whether I've shown that extra siding there, but I've brought some more sidings on the other side here, are new now. I've put an extra set of points in there, and now we've got two more sidings. One with a buffer at the end, a flashing buffer as you can see, and the other a straight through line to come back into the main lines again. Still a lot to do. Next job of course is ballasting. I did a little bit on there, it's not even dry yet that, and I call to be painted. But I'll just show you what how it's made it so much easier now moving from outer to inner tracks. What I mean by made it easier now, outer to inner. I'll use the blue Pullman, because you believe you me, that's one train to try if you've ever laid any new track, because it finds all the faults. But anyway, I've run it round a couple of times, it seems okay. So we'll just run the blue Pullman round now, she finds the faults if there is any. I've done it a couple of times, I did find one, but it seems to have rectified itself now. Just show you, I'm doing a bit of ballasting, the way I do it. I'm waiting for some coming actually, I'm just using this Woodland Scenics, it's the medium brown ballast, but you use whatever colour. I tend to paint over, I use that track grime afterwards, so it don't really matter, but I'm waiting for some more coming in the brown. Anyway, I'll just show you how I do it. I've shown it a few times before, but it's the easiest way I find. I use one of these ballasting machines, might call it. Just run it all along. I'm not going to show doing it all because it's such a long boring job really, but I'll do a quick this quick little bit and then show you when it's all done. There's quite a bit to do, so probably tomorrow or the day after before I get round to it. What to do then of course is just run a brush down, get into all those little cracks. I'm not too sure what I'm doing with this area yet, but I think I'll put a bit of a tunnel there, a road tunnel. But when you've done that then, run your finger down. And that's more or less then for putting your PVA on. I'll show you that next. I say, I'm just showing little bits of me doing it. And then you can see it when it's all completed. Right, I've brushed it all down so it's more or less as it should be. Run my fingers down of course. Next job is spray with water, a couple of drops of washing up liquid in there, get all the lot wet, and then we put the PVA on, which is a mixture of, I do 50% PVA, 50% water. I'll just spray it with water first. You need to do it with a fine spray, otherwise it'll blast all the ballast out. But this of course then allows the PVA to soak in a lot easier. It's don't try doing it without, you must wet it all first. Right, this is how it's all looking now with the ballasting done. The next job is then when it's dry. It's going to be a 2-day job with this time of year. It all to be rubbed down. I use the rubber of course and clean all the track, vac up all the loose, and then of course I go over with the sleeper grime, which makes it all, give it this sort of grey grimy look. And then of course I had to go around with the rust on the edge of the rails. I'll just show you the top end as well. So there's a lot to do. There's all this area up here to do. It's Thursday now, so maybe going to be late Friday, Saturday before that's all dry and can be done. And then of course add in some grass and all the rest of the scenics. But my weekend I hope to have them running a bit again. Just added this tunnel bridge, portal or whatever you call them. I think that when I build this up round here now it'll look alright for a continuation of that road. As I say, I pinched the road which I had going down there with that siding. Yeah, I think that should be alright when it all comes out. As you can see now, I've just packed the back of that bridge there with some newspaper rolled up. Wet it first of course, and I'm going to put some mud rock over it and then cover it with grass of course, and then that just finishes that bit off then, doesn't it, and it gives me that disappearing road then. Right, well I've got the mud rock on as you can see. So I'll just put a bit of paint on now, green paint on there. I might put a bit of brown or grey to represent a bit of cliff face. But just to get rid of that white to start with, I'll paint it green. And then we can add the grass etc. Or some of that underbrush. It's got that white effect. And there you have it, put some grass on and a bit of turf, it's not looking too bad. Before I go any further I better explain why I put on the opening of my video I said suitable for children of all ages. A lot of you seem to be panicking over this COPPA thing that YouTube's been on about, saying they're going to fine you if you don't put if it's not suitable for children, etc, etc. Well, most of you got it wrong. Literally what it means is that if it isn't suitable for children, it's not suitable for under 18s, and you have to mark it off as such. But you can mark it as suitable for children and suitable for over 18s. But it's really to protect children. But I mean, you showed me a model railway film that's going to upset children. It's crazy. But a lot of you seem to take it to heart that you're going to be fined and this, that and other. To be honest, I think it's a load of baloney. I shall still put mine on, and they're not restricted because, as I say, it's model railways are for children, for grown-up children, for old children like us. I mean, I'm 77 and I enjoy them, so, and my grandchildren do. Anyway, that's why I put it on at the beginning. It was more of a joke than anything. But I shouldn't bother too much about it. I think the other thing is, of course, that if you put it suitable only for adults, that then anybody that's putting adverts on your videos Well, I use sometimes copyright music, which then allows them to put music on. They then have to make sure that it's copyright music that is only suitable for children. But I say, don't read too much into it anyway. Right, we'll carry on. I always go down with a small screwdriver around the edges of the rails, get the loose off. Then of course I use my magic rubbers, go down all the way around, brings the loose out, and then of course you put the back on. Just to show you quickly, I've been around and done most of it, but just to show you how we do it. I'm sure you all know anyway. And then of course I start with my rail magic, which is nut stuff. I lot use a proper spray gun, but I've found these quite suitable. Gives it all that same effect then. I'll do it all and then show you when I've finished. Make sure when you've just put it on though, just do your rails with a cloth. And then it's not so easy, it's not as hard to clean off when you've done. Because when you've done then you've got to go over with a rubber again. Make sure them rails are spotless again. And then of course I paint them again with that rail rust. I make my own with that. But anyway, you can see how I've done. Just showing again this area where I put that tunnel in. I think maybe put some road markings on afterwards, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Next step is I had some burnt grass in between tracks and whatever. It gives it a little bit of effect, as you can see. There's a lot of touching up to be done of course, and then you can also put some I use underbrush, put bits of underbrush down as well, and give them all the spraying with PVA etc, whatever you're using. And then when it's all dry, well, hopefully by tomorrow, which is Saturday for me, I'll see if it's all dry enough then to start giving it another clean and then start maybe running some trains. But you see, the effect's not bad now, is it? Right, I shall continue. To finish off, I don't know whether you like that effect or not, but I like to put that rust effect on the rails. And all I do is I use some it's weathering powder. That's Humbrol, I think, is it? Yeah, Humbrol weathering powder. I mix it in a pot. I put a little bit of dark in, it was a bit too bright was that. And as you can see, all I do is brush it on. Don't matter if it goes all over, you wipe it off more or less straight away like I did with the other things. And if you get too much on there, I always stand by with a brush with some dark paint to literally wipe over on them sleepers if it's too much. I have some here and it's just a brush with some dark coloured paint, and then you want to just go over that a little bit. As you can see, it leaves a nice effect when it's all finished. I've done a lot of mine like this, as you know, in the past. It's a stretch I've done before anyway, but you can see where I'm getting at, can't you? Other thing I forgot to mention, I did, just a minute, I'll get my static grass. What I was going to say was I've put a bit of static grass on the top there, as you can see. I use that little Pico static grass applicator. I think they're very good. I had one of the big ones, it cost twice as much, but those are ideal. And don't forget, when you've done them, I use that stronger hairspray. Just put a bit of hairspray on, and it'll do what it does for the ladies. Makes the hair stand, makes your hair stand up. So it hopefully makes the grass stand up. And I said, when you've done it all, I want some new rubbers. You just go over your rubbers and bring them tracks back up to sparkling. It's Saturday afternoon now. I'm a bit behind and everything hasn't dried, so I shan't be running any trains today. It'll be tomorrow now. I'll get all this done and then you can see the finished product. But all in all, a lot better now. Let's finish doing that rusting. Just one thing though, if you're doing it, don't do it as quick as I do it. Leave it to dry a bit first. I've rushed it a bit too much. I mean, lots of that greenery wasn't dry properly, and of course a bit of it's come out, but I'm going to leave it now until tomorrow anyway. And this is what I've done at the bottom end. When it's all dried, it should be okay. I'll go over with the rubber again on them tracks, and hopefully we'll be able to run some trains then. Right, well, we've got to Sunday now. It's 90% dry, as I say, not completely with some of that grass. So I don't know, I'll just run 2 or 3 locos round. You can see them running. A bit more to do, a bit more electrics, etc. I'll have a lot better run next week. We'll get them all running. Running that PD1 on this inner track. There doesn't seem to be a problem here. So it's outer track, the far side there. That one over there that's giving me some grief just now. And so I have to check all the wiring. Pleased with this area now. As I say, it's going to give me another storage there, so that's like 2 more. I can also put a rake down here. And I've got running between me outer and inner with the blue Pullman there, as you can see. It's made it a lot easier now. Right, that's all that I do, and as I say, for next week I'll have the electrics and all set up and hopefully everything okay. I'm sorry it's been such a long video, but I tried to cover all bits of doing these changes. I know a lot of you know how to do it, but there's quite a few that keep starting up, and I get new subscribers, and I'll just show you how I do it for laying track, etc. And it's quite an easy way, and I always think it looks a lot better with the grass and the rust and track grime, etc. Right, I'll try and make this into one long video now. I say it's a long one, I'm sorry about that.